Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I have not been reading a lot lately, I guess I read like 2 books after my child was born. Like motherhood wasn't very nice to me at first. So I had baby, I have a full-time job, I have my channel, I have now this channel and so on. So it didn't really leave me any time for myself, for my hobbies, and not only for books. And I felt pretty bad about it, to be honest. I felt guilty for not evolving intellectually, for not reading enough, or not reading like at all, because like baby books do not count. However, this year I have realized something very interesting. It's not that I didn't have time to read a book. I just didn't have a book that I would find time to read. So like when my husband asked me what I wanted for Christmas, I said, of course I want books. Like I have everything, but I always want books. If you don't know what to give me books. So I investigated a little bit and I actually followed the recommendation of one of my favorite Instagram bloggers. She's also a YouTuber, but I stopped watching her YouTube videos. They are like, I don't find them that interesting as her Instagram blog and stories. So her name is Valeria Lipovetsky, and she's like one of the very few fashion bloggers who actually post book reviews. So she's kind of like close to me in like the mindset and what she likes, what she doesn't like. So I selected 3 books that she rated 10 out of 10 and I asked them for Christmas. And this book, The Group, was one of them. And this was the first book that I started to read from that 3 books. And you know what? Like, as soon as I started reading this book, I found time for it. I really found time in this crazy schedule to read this book in less than a week. I literally swallowed it, and as you can see, it's like, 200 pages, 275 pages. And I literally swallowed it, like I couldn't stop reading. If you ask my family, they really thought that I gone crazy for this week because I was just reading. Like, I have a minute, I read. Like, I have 1 second, I read. Like, I go from living room to bedroom, I read. And I think that my child, like, has never seen me before reading any grown-up books, She saw me just reading her books. So she was pretty surprised with me being always in this one. And she actually stole it a couple of times from me to read it, but she'll have to wait until she's a teenager, and I will definitely save this book for her to read later. This is like already done. This goes into my forever box. And I really hope that my daughter will appreciate me finding this book for us. So, yeah, let's wait for another 12 years and see what she's gonna think about it. The book resonated with me on every single level. So while reading this book, I really found myself thinking like, wow, like that was so stupid of me not to seek for support or professional help when I was like in the same position or the same situation as the author of the book. The book is an autobiography about part of the life of the author, Christie Tate. It starts with a young woman being very smart, very intellectual, very successful in her career and studies, but extremely unwilling to live. She doesn't try to commit suicide, but like when she pictures her death or like a car crash that's gonna happen right now or something, she's completely okay with that. Why, would you ask? Well, the answer is pretty simple: because she's lonely. It seems that love and affection is not for her, and she thinks that it's never gonna come her way. Her dreams of becoming a wife and a mother, as she feels, are not gonna be true. So she basically has this feeling like, okay, like I live okay, I'm successful, but who cares, And that's the moment in her life when she discovers group therapy. And through the years, she participates in various groups of the same therapist, and they help her with different parts of her life. And the group is becoming the major part of her life. Yeah, that's why the book is called Group. This book is covering the issues that I think most of us have in our lives. These are like career choices, finding happiness in ourselves, life partners, sex life, friendship, self-value, being criticized for going to the therapy, and so on. So reading this book, I was literally thinking like, wow, that's me. Like this book, like what she's going through, that is literally my life. And I thought, oh yeah, I also have this problem. Like, oh, I also have, I also passed through this situation. And like, and I remember thinking, oh, like, yeah, I remember that happening to me. Even though the book was not about me, it felt like it was completely about me, obviously with some variations. So reading about the author going to the therapy and seeking help and support from this circle of strangers, it really felt like it was me seeking for help and getting it from the book. I would recommend this book for everyone starting maybe from their teenage years, like 14, 15, because it contains some scenes that are kind of erotic. Like after reading this book, I understood that like it really helps to know that we are not alone in our problems and experiences, and that there are actually other human beings passing through the same stuff that you're passing, and you thought that you're the only one because like nobody talks about it. Well, they talk about it. You just have to find it. It's important to know that it's okay to seek help and to get help, and it's very helpful to see how other people go through the similar situations successfully, when right now we feel that for us it's completely impossible to overcome this or that situation. So definitely read this book. Rating it 10 out of 10 was not a mistake, and it's really amazing. I don't know, maybe you didn't have like any issues in your life and like all these pink and roses and sunshines and butterflies. So then maybe you don't need this book because you didn't have any issues, you live happily forever, and yeah, like don't go into all stuff. But if you have troubles, if you have issues, if you don't know like whether you're gonna be alone forever, then yeah, definitely read this book. And one last thing that I want to say, I guess it's more for our more traditional countries like Russia, for example. It's okay to go to the therapy and to the therapist. It doesn't make you crazy. It just means that you need to talk to someone and that you need somebody to help you. And that's okay to admit that you need it, that you need somebody's help. So please, let's change all these old dogmas and traditions and like just go to therapy if we really feel that we need it. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave the link to the Amazon where I bought this book, so that like you know where to find it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.